So Lab 4, if you look at it, you'll see that I think I've got a link there for you to use Lab 4. Uh, yeah, so if you download that link, you're going to be able to, well, I don't even have, I'll have to download it myself. Download the link and you will find this Word document. You will need to download it, not just look at it. So download it, get the Word document out, because the Word document is going to be useful to you because it actually has the code necessary to make this page. And why do we need to make this page? Because it's got this form in it, and we haven't done a form before. And so what does a form do? It's got some input fields. There's 3 input fields there, and it's got a submit button. The input fields, the user is going to type something there, and then when they press the submit button, then that will be sent. What usually happens is that will be saved to a variable, and then the variable will be sent to wherever. In the form, there'll be an action, and that is what happens when you press the submit button. Some action. Really, it's going to open up another file, which is going to contain a little program, which is going to take that variable and do something with it. Usually, it'll go to a database or be used to search a database or something like that. Now, in order to do that, you can't just do that with HTML. You actually have to use a programming language, and we have one that works nicely to do that. It's called PHP. Now, for this course, we don't have to use PHP and we don't have to have any database. If we're going to use PHP now, if you look at the video that I put up a minute ago, it talks about PHP. But to be fair, you can't really use PHP unless you have a server, and we're not using a server. We're just doing this all on in folders that we have here without the server, and so our PHP isn't going to sort of work with the database anyways. So there's a lot of sort of background noise coming there, which is kind of not cool. So uh, yeah, so that is a whole brave new world, and when you start doing that, which will be like next semester or the semester after that, for those of you who decide to do software, you will start programming in the web, and for that you will need to have a server. So there are servers that you can download freely to your laptop. So a server doesn't necessarily mean that you have a hardware server in a secure facility somewhere. You can actually run a server to run your internet, your website on your laptop computer. It doesn't have to be connected to the internet. So you could download one. It would be either a WAMP or a MAMP server. WAMP standing for Windows, Apache, PHP, and MySQL. These are all free softwares. They're open source. And so you have an open source server that you can download onto your computer. And then you can start doing all these websites and making them work. Otherwise, you could find somebody to host your website. And so here at the college, there's a SIT server that's used by the School of Information Technology, and we can host websites on there. And we do that for training. So in all the other classes that you'll do after this, you'll be uploading all of your work to a web server, and then it's published. And when it's published, then people anywhere, given the URL, will be able to access that server. So this kind of a page that I'm showing you here wouldn't really do anything unless you had unless you had a database behind it, and you'd have to use PHP to take the data from the form and use it either to store into a database or use it to query the database. All right, so that's a lot of talk about that. Now, what I've got here for you is in this folder, you can see the website itself. We have an index.html, we have a action.html, and we have a PHP. But like I said, we'd use PHP only if we had a server, and we don't have a server, so we'll just use the HTML one. We've got an image, and we've got, well, we're not using any CSS. The CSS is just here in the, so the index page, that can be got by taking the Word file and copying, right? Copying everything that's in the Word file, copy it, and then open up a, so yeah, copy that. Then open up a new file in your editor and paste that in there, and then do a save as, and save it as an HTML file. Um, and this would be your index or whatever. I'm not going to save it as an index file because I have an index file there, but and then what you'll need, so you just put it in there, and then you need to edit it. Okay, so you save it as index.html. I've saved it as i.html. So when you've got that file, uh, you want to edit all the stuff from Lisa out of it and put your own name in it. So what I notice here in the head, we don't actually have, but we probably should have a title, and then you put your name there, student number. Uh, and yeah, okay, so we got some style there just to make it nice. We got some more people waiting, yes. Um, then now what you will come across, I hope you can see this. I think that I'm sharing this page. When you see something like this, that is a comment in HTML, and the green signifies the fact that it cannot be, the green signifies the fact that it can't, it's a comment and it's not part of the computer program. So you notice you got two body tags here, right? One doesn't do anything and one sets the background to a different color. Well, the background becomes pink when I use that. Well, now I've got two body tags, so I'm just going to get rid of the second one. So what we've done is we've just put a bit of style into the body to give it a pink background. Posted down by my name, not, yeah, okay, not Lisa Barnes. And CNA, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so as you work through it, you might see some other changes that need to happen. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to make it smaller in the screen, admit whoever's coming. Now, if I look now, I've edited this file. If I double click on it, I get the pink background. Change the name of Lisa to my name. Up at the top, it's got the correct title. All right, so does this thing work? Well, what happens is
Sir, is this for lab 4?
this is lab 4. When you press the submit button, if it's working, you get something like this. Now, how does that work? Okay, so let's go and look at the code and see how that works. Here in the form, where's the form? Here's the form. Oh, that's the other thing. You probably have to edit out the form tag. I think if you look at the one that you get from the download, the form tag is not working. You would have to edit out the comment, and then the form will work. And what's this saying is the action. You might actually have what I had to do with the action is I put it in a separate directory. If you look over here in the users
Sir,
direct, yes,
there's someone in the waiting room. Sorry.
no, I don't see anybody in the waiting room. There was a minute ago, and I let somebody in. I got 21 students in class. I'll keep an eye on the waiting room, but you tell me if anybody shows up there. So just taking our attention back to this, your index file will be in the root. Then you'll have these other two directories. You don't need the CSS for today, so you could just have these other two. But I mean, it's good. I'm showing you the CSS because it's just good practice to have a CSS folder and put your CSS file there. But we don't have one for today. Any images, it's good to keep them away. The users, I just put that there so that that's where we would maybe keep all of our PHP that works with those users. And I've actually got it as an HTML file because we don't have a server. But what we notice is that this action page HTML, this action works kind of like an href. What this is saying is when the person clicks on the submit, so we see the submit is here. There's an input submit. When they click on the submit, then the action page will be activated. And we had to tell the system where that was. And here, because I created a folder called users, I have to say from the current directory, go to the users directory, and then there's an action page that I've created, and that will run what I want to run. And so that's why in the action page, there's not much going on. It's just a word saying that you've landed in the action. In a real website, you would have something else happening there for sure. Okay, so yeah, back to here. If I click on this, open our website, we see the pink background. That's a change that we've made. Our action is kind of working. This data would be would then be assigned to variables, and then those variables would be used to take that data, which is in the form, and use it probably to update a database or to search a database. And so when we would hit the submit, probably this would go and do something with the database. Ours, we don't need to do that at the moment because we're just an introductory course. So we're just showing that the submit button works, that when we press the submit button, it does actually transfer control to a different file. And we see that that's the user page. And if I go to the users, open, if I go to that, and well, I've probably already got it open here, don't I? Yeah, I got it open like 3 times. But yeah, then we see that that is the file that's being opened. All right, so that's the exercise that you have to do. Just in summary.
Sir.
Yes.
Yeah, the styling in the index page, it's done in a CSS, right? You linked CSS page into index, right?
No, I don't think I did. Let's have a look. This one. Oh. Sorry, I should be in this. Right. I don't think that I've used the link. I think I've just done a little bit of style. I got a style tag in the head.
But we can use those style tag in CSS and then link the CSS, right?
You could, yeah. Yeah. So
The
if you
same,
want,
there is no
if
change.
you could just use this style in the
Copy and
CSS.
paste.
Yep. Yeah. All of that is given to you, right? That's all in the Word document. But you could take this. Yeah, absolutely. You want to do that? I mean, I could cut this style out. All right. And then I could create a new file and I could paste it in there, right? And then I could save this file as, and make sure to save it. I'll kind of call it styles.css, and make sure that the type of file that it's saved as is a CSS file, and I need to save it in the right place. So styles.css, CSS file. Okay, so now that it's going to style those things in the same way. Now I'd have to go back here and get rid of the style tags. Instead of style tags, I would have a link tag. Link, and then you would say what type of file it is. You know, I think you have to say that it's a style sheet or something like that. And then you'd have to say which one it is. Now, to be honest, this kind of thing, just to double check and make sure you're doing it right. So just showing you, I would
it's supposed to come when you type link, it's supposed to come by itself, like, and then you click it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So you don't need to. So I would just check before I do this, go to your W3 schools and make sure that you've got the link in the right way. So that's correct. Style sheet, that was a href. And then you need to say, where is that? And so that would be in the CSS, and that's the file, and then close the link. Now that will work. Sorry, did I answer your question? I'm not sure. So what we've got now is we're doing a link. The benefit of this is that we could use that same that same style sheet in any other file. So for example, I could take this now and put it into, or not that one, put it into the action page. If I went in the head, oh, well, we got this other stuff there, right? But well, that's okay. You can have style plus you could have a link. I think, oh, so let's undo that because I copied the wrong thing. Go back to the index. I wanted to copy this. And I could go into the action page and I could put that link in there. So now I've got two lots of style. I've got an external style, and this is the thing about the what we call, and I see some people waiting, so let them in, Sana and Arthur.
Yeah.
Um, this is the idea of the cascading style sheets. The idea of the cascading style sheets, think about proximity. How close is the style to where we are? So we've got an external style sheet, we got an internal style, and we could have style inside the tag. It's cascading. The thing that is last or nearest is the thing that's going to override anything else. So this CSS won't work until I say where it is. I think I have to do not just that, I'd have to do that. So go to the root and then to the CSS, it'll pick up that'll give us our background and all of that other stuff. But the font family will be these things.
Sorry,
Save that, yes.
will the link be supported by all the browsers?
Yes, I think so. You
Because
can, if you're not
because
sure, you can check on W3 schools. It should tell you where it's supported. Oh, I don't see there. Because why? Sorry, you.
because I came across something like if you have to put something like type text slash CSS to be supported by all the browsers.
Okay. Yes. That's very, yeah, that, so that's something you can put in here, right? Type text slash
Type equal.
yeah, type equal. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So thanks for that. Don't hold down the, there we go. So like that, so that it's supported on all browsers. Thank you. Very good. Save that. And if we go to our browser, oh, oh goodness gracious me. So this is week 8. A lot of okay, so we're here. Okay, so that's where it is. So if we try and run that now, now I think we should get the nice green, the nice pink background. I think. No. Why? Because probably we have something overriding that in the CSS of the let's see. Well, let's have a look in. Oh, action page. So that doesn't say anything about the background. So that looks like that style sheet hasn't actually worked because it should give us a pink background, I think. Or maybe that, oh, actually, well, maybe not. Where was that pink background? The pink background was only for the body. And in the action page, yeah, we have a body. So it should have a pink background. Style sheet's not quite working. Maybe that's where I need to put your text. Sorry, what was it? It was type equals text. This could be a real world. So I'm just playing now. I'm hoping this works. Text CSS, correct? I get that right?
Yes.
So I'm not sure. Let's hope that works.
Sir, why are
Otherwise,
you saying type?
why am I saying who?
Type in the link.
That was one student was saying that in order to make sure that it works on all different browsers. Okay. So that was what that was for. Did I styles? That this Oh, well, no, of course, this one doesn't have, it's got the background color maroon. But that's only for grad 1. We don't, yeah, of course it doesn't work because
Excuse me, sir. Sorry for interrupting.
the color for pink wasn't in the CSS. It was an inline, so that's of course why it didn't change. And so if I look at the style, that's only for the form and for grad. We don't have those. So if I did a body tag here, sorry, somebody was interrupting. What was it that you wanted to say? So I should be able to open. Oh, goodness gracious, where's that? Oh, I should be able to put that code from the index here. Well, that's just the color. That's all I want is the color. It's different for inline than it is for the others. So if I put that into the styles, background color. It's not being very helpful, is it? What I mean is, there we go, background color. And I could put that one in, hopefully. So that should give us our pink, inshallah. Because this maroon background color, that only works for, it looks like I've got a, yeah, here. The problem here is this has been commented out and I've deleted the end of the comment. So that's why it's green. Okay, so that might be better. So let's save that and let's see. Okay, so they activate.
What is linear gradient?
For the, if you had an image, then the gradient is going to go between 2 different colors. So if you looked at that page, I think you would see that if we had a background, we actually didn't assign a background image, but the background image, hold on, yeah, color's maroon. But the idea being, instead of having a background image, I think that you're going to fade from one color to another. I think that's what that one is happening. But it's only happening in this ID that's called grad. And so have we got a grad here somewhere? Where's that? I don't know if we've even used it. So you wouldn't be able to see it. But the idea being that you could have a gradient between 2 different colors. Maybe that was at the top or something. Oh, here it is, grad 1. Okay, so there's not actually anything in that. It's
Sir,
just the space at the top. Yes.
what does address means?
Sorry, this address. So we've got an address tag. It's not something that I've sort of really used before. I mean, we have a lot of these strange tags that we can use. Like, so here's one. We have the header and the footer tags, and really, it's just a way of collecting data. I think you can, even if you misspelled it, it wouldn't really matter. It's just our way of saying, well, the stuff that's between these 2 tags, we're going to call it as an address so that we can style it that way or whatever. So yeah, you see that we got a few things in there. We've got a paragraph and we've got a new line and just some data in there. So yeah, it's not something that I've really used a lot, to be honest. Let's see what CSS says about it. I mean, what W3 schools address tag in W3 schools in HTML. It's not something that is, so do they do it? Yes, they do. So contact information, there it is. It's just definition. A tag defines the contact information of the article, contact information. Yeah, it's not really,
Sir,
no big deal,
sir,
but it is used. There you go. Yes.
is forms coming in the test on Thursday or no?
I haven't seen the test for Thursday. Well, I should have seen. Let me answer that question by
Later in the
D2
night.
by D2L. Yes, let me answer that question by D2L, if that's okay, because I haven't actually looked at the test. But
So everybody's gonna have different test, right?
um, everybody's
Or
going to have the same test, but everybody has to build a website which is different. Does that make sense? And
yes.
how it will be different is that everybody has to build a website which is the same kind of website with the same kind of data, but the specific data and images will have to be different. So you'll have to collect your own images. You'll have to collect your own images, and you'll have to collect your own data to put in the website. So think about imagine a topic where there was more than 100 different instances of this type of thing, but each of you will be assigned one of those instances or things, and you'll have to make a web page about it. Does that make sense?
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, they'll all be unique. So for example, it could be different mammals or something, right? Maybe there's 150 different mammals, and somebody has to do a website about I don't know, hippopotamus, and somebody has to do one about horses, and somebody has to do one about cats, that kind of thing. But it won't be that. But that kind of thing. Imagine something of which there are more than 100 unique, because we have more than 100 students. Does that make sense?
Yes. So, sir, the test is gonna be on Thursday, and it's like the 2-hour class.
Yes.
So the multiple choice is gonna be 20 minutes, right?
Maximum of
Or
20
10.
minutes.
Okay.
Maximum of 20 minutes. I mean, I don't think it'll take. If I were you, I wouldn't spend 20 minutes on it. I don't think it's a good idea. Spend 20 minutes on it. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you.
so, because yeah, I would spend less. Because you want to spend as much time as you can on the actual, you know what I mean? So don't take the 20 minutes doing 10 questions. That's 2 minutes a question. That's kind of crazy. Try and finish that off in like your 10 minutes, and then you can have more time to do the actual lab test. Okay. All right.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
I'm going to pause the recording.